Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Sports Talk with me, Recap. What's going on, man? I hope you're having a blessed day, man. It's a great time. The NFL season, it's coming. The season's coming, man. Watching the preseasons, to see it's pretty good. It's pretty good. A lot of great product, a lot of great stuff going on. You see teams making move trades going on. There's a few holdout. Of course, the notable noteouts for teams are Dallas Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb. So there's no there's nothing in sight yet. There's nothing in sight yet for them. So that might hurt them a lot because that's the number one target for Dak Prescott. So that put a damper on that divisional winner situation. Of course, then you have for the Jets. Of course, that's my Jets. You have a Son Reddick. With a Son Reddick being out, would that hurt the Jets, and would it help the young core like Will McDonald, Clemens, and so on. So we'll see, man. But anyway, before we talk about uh, 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 um, every NFL team, and but I'm putting it by division, right? By division. So before we talk about that, there's a few things I want to give a shout out to. There's a Canadian millionaire. He built 99 homes, and 99 tiny homes to reduce homelessness and his community. So that's a beautiful thing. He took his money. I'm over there in Canada. Canada is a beautiful country, by the way. You visit Canada. It's a beautiful country. The people are amazing. I love I love to enjoy going to Toronto with my family. My wife and I, we went to we love roti. If you're from Brooklyn, if you're Caribbean, I think the Trinidadian are the best when it comes to roti. So everybody does it well, but the Trinidadians, to me, that when it comes to roti, that they're the best. Every Caribbean, every country have their favorites. You know what I mean? But I think the Trinidadian they're the best when it comes to roti. I think and then in terms of rice in the Caribbean, I think Haiti had the best rice. I think second would be the Puerto Rican and Dominican, but Jamaican rice is too dry, man. Coming from Brooklyn, going to the Jamaican store, restaurants to get rice. These guys don't want to give you any sauce. I'm like, you can't be eating dry rice. But anyway, man. So that Canadian millionaire, multi-millionaire, put his money together, and he built 99 tiny homes to help reduce homelessness in Canada. So and his community, that's a beautiful thing. That's when they say put your money where your mouth is, and that's someone who put his money where his mouth is. And that's an amazing thing to for him. You gotta give him credit to everything that he's done. You know what I mean? So I'm super excited about that. Again, we're gonna talk about every team, the division, all the stuff. Every win and all that stuff. But we just catching up a few other things. Top 10. Top 10 dual threats of all time. When you look at like quarterback who's done it all. Of course you saw Mike Vick when Mike Vick came in. Things were it was a different beast. Steve McNair. I think that growing up watching Steve McNair was crazy, man. That was fall in love with the game. Football with McNair. The guy was hurt and a big body, physical specimen. You see Randall Cunningham, of course. Watching Randall was something to be seen, man. The way he not just run the ball. He was a threat. You don't know what he was gonna do. So, but anyway, I'm listing my top 10 dual threat quarterback so far. Of course, Lamar Jackson. He's his Mike. That's Michael Vick and all of the above. McNair, Cunningham all put together in terms of his speed. You don't know what he's gonna do, whether he's gonna throw the ball. As a Jet fan, when he was at Louisville, I wanted the Jets to draft him, but they didn't. I mean, they keep picking sorry quarterbacks. But to see that Ozzie Newsome, his final day as GM, to pick him, a lot of people didn't think he was gonna be this good, but he did. So, and then also number two, Cam Newton. Cam Newton was a threat. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Injuries. Cam Newton. I think that he talk a lot, but when it comes to back it up, he's not the same player that he was. He's not the same player that he was after the injury. But I think that his time with the Panthers was, that was something special. To see the dude had like I think 5 straight games where throwing 500 plus yards. That was something in the NFL as a rookie. Michael Vick, number 3. Michael Vick, I've never seen anything like that. Ever. Anyway, man, there's gonna be a lot of background noise. I'm not gonna edit. I'm keeping it like that. When you have kids, you have family. No matter where you go, man. There's as a father, with all those kids, man. There's nowhere to go. There's no solitude, man. They'll follow you everywhere. Michael Vick was changed the game. He changed how the league view quarterbacks. Before they were talking about black quarterback couldn't hack it, whatever. But then they had to change their mind, change the tune. Steve Young, of course, Randall Cunningham, Josh Allen, of course, you know what I mean. But Josh Allen had but you gotta give him his credit. Steve McNair, those things are not in order. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson, Frank Tarkenton, and Jalen Hurts, but they're not in order. But anyway, man, Bam Adebayo and AJ Wilson. AJ Wilson, she's a dominant force in the WNBA, leading, the best WNBA. I'm not gonna say ever, but you got Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoop, all those guys. But but right now she's dominating the WNBA. So but her and Bam Adebayo, they started a relationship during the Olympic, and they've been inseparable ever since. They've been in each other's stuff game. You see Bam Adebayo spending a lot of time, with her and vice versa. So kudos to them. As Michael Cooper said something. He said, he put a dodge on Luka. He said Luka's too slow. If Luka wasn't a scorer, he said he would cut him. He give him credit for that, but Luka's lazy. He doesn't hustle back on defense, and there's a lot of things that he said about Luka, which is true, very accurate. Another thing, the 39-year-old LeBron James, he shot 90% at the Olympics. 20. He took 30 shots. He made 27 out of 30 field goals at the rim in the Olympics. That was unstoppable. 90%, man. That's a big number. Man. The first player in the NBA history with 73% at the rim, 41% from threes. And the same season, man. That's something that's with the Lakers. Anyway, man. Jaylen Brown, Jason Kidd teaming up together in Oakland, California to Exchange is a nonprofit company that they putting together to eliminate the racial wealth gap in Oakland, California, where both Jason Kidd grew up and Jaylen Brown went to college. You know what I mean? So to coming up to put stuff together to help the community. So that's good, man. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. Anyway, man, shirt is getting. That's a Sports Talk logo, by the way. But anyway, shout out to there's a lot of people to shout out to, man. You know, just for the haters, man. A lot of people to shout out to, and you know, now after the Olympics, finish, the Olympics are gonna be in LA in 2028. They're gonna add, flag football into the Olympics. So there's a lot of NFL players, coming in. I post a video on that. You can check it out. There's a lot of NFL players coming in to say they want to join to represent to represent flag football. So now you know you know yeah, there's a flag football quarterback, right? Uh, um, Daryl House Doucette, right? He's the current USA flag football quarterback, and he say he think it's disrespectful that NFL player just assume because of their NFL players they could just come in to just join team because of they could just join the team. I think that he's looking at being that he's a USA flag football quarterback. He's been doing it for for a while. That's that Daryl House Doucette. He's been doing this for a while, so he take it as a sign of disrespect that you know the Patrick Mahomes, the Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, all those guys saying they coming into they're gonna join the Olympic in 2028. So by them joining, that's taking them out of the picture. Where all those if all those quarterbacks decide to join, you can only carry so many players. You know what I mean? And so this is the guy who's been playing flag football for a while. So he feel like he's gonna be left out. So I understand. He's taking it as a sign of disrespect. You know what I mean? That hey, those guys could come in and just think that they could compete like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So he took it as a sign of disrespect for him because he's like like these guys think they could just come in and just take over like that. So I understand. I understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? I understand what he's saying. But anyway, man, you tune in for this. I cover a few stuff. Let me just tell you exactly what you guys want. Want to hear. I'm disappointed with Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, have an opportunity to play. You know what I mean? Have an opportunity to play, and I reported before where what I mean? Where I said I'm doing something. Say hi. All right.
Supposed to cut me.
All right. All right. All right. Okay. But yeah, that was my daughter, man. No matter where I go, man. Of course, I told you, man. You can't hide. They coming. But anyway, man. You know what I mean? Here for Colin Kaepernick, I told you guys before. Jim Harbaugh, I told you he was coming back to the NFL. Jim Harbaugh offered him a job, but Colin Kaepernick he wants to play quarterback. And that's the hesitation. For him, he wants to play quarterback, and he doesn't want to. He doesn't think that if he joined the coaching rank right now, that's gonna. He's trying to put his services out there for every team to, But anyway, so we'll see what happens. So we'll see. But anyway, man. So I'm going in. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I'm not gonna be biased. Even though I'm a Jets fan, I'm gonna look at the AFC East. I'm going to look at the entire NFL, but we're going to start first with the AFC East. Of course, Miami Dolphins. Record. I was, prediction. I would give them an 11-6 record based on, based on what the team already is. I think they're still the number one in the AFC and the AFC East. They're still the number one there because nothing changed. For them. So. Until a team like the Jets, now if Aaron Rodgers stay healthy, right? If he stay healthy, things would change. I mean, I look at last year, Aaron Rodgers had an open receiver where he could have thrown the ball, he didn't, and he took a sack and he got hurt, and I was like, what? You know what I mean? I was all hype, season opener, super, man, there was a lot of bleeps, a lot of stuff, there's a lot of cursing, a lot of stuff I did, but I wasn't one of those guys who threw stuff on my TV. I pay for that TV, so I'm not gonna, break my 85 inch TV. You're crazy. I wasn't gonna do that. But anyway, I see guys, they get so upset breaking their TV, man. So I wasn't gonna do that, breaking anything, but I was very disappointed. So, but the Dolphins still, they're still the king of the AFC. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna disrespect them like that to because I'm a Jet fan. Now do I want them to be at 11-5? But looking at the division, looking at their record, looking at the team they're gonna play, that's I'm gonna be honest. So there's a 11-6. There's a possibility. 11-6 for the Dolphins. There's a possibility. I would say 10-7, but I had to be realistic. But when I look at them, the Dolphins, when they start playing in the cold weather, when the temperature changes, when you start reaching those December games when it's really cold, when they're traveling, you come into places like New York, you're going to Buffalo when it's below zero. So things are changing a lot. You go to Minnesota, you playing. You go into Green Bay, the frozen tundra. So it's a different animal. It's a different mindset. So that might change. You know what I mean? But that's when they start running the ball. They run the ball a lot. You know what I mean? So now they had 3 men in the backfield, right? You have Raheem Mostert, and you have Devon, and then you have the rookie, the fourth rounder, Jalen Wright. So I think that that's going to be good for them they'll be able to contend, to compete. So I'm gonna keep them at that, to the 11-6. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm gonna keep them at the 11-6, possibly 10-7. So I'll keep them as the top of the division right now in the AFC because again, the Jets have to do something. Buffalo have to do something. New England's not going anywhere, of course. You know what I mean? There's no miracle. There's not. You know what I mean? Now things could happen, but still, New England's still going to be there in the bottom of in the AFC. But the number one in that division, you got. I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to keep it as that. Even as a Jets fan, I'm going to keep it like that. I will still give him 11-6, maybe possibly 10-7. Now for my New York Jets, baby, for the Jets, Jets, Jets. I will say I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm gonna put the Jets at 10-7. Right, I have to see now the defense we have. The defense can hold. Right, if Aaron Rodgers get hurt, Tyrod Taylor can step up. Tyrod Taylor, with the running game, what I mean. We could, Tyrod Taylor, give us put us in a better position. The Jets this time around, they have quarterbacks, right? Which is something we didn't have before. So they have quarterbacks to be able to keep this train moving. So if Aaron Rodgers get hurt like he did last year, I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping even if he does, that's something that it might be out a week or two. But I think Tyrod Taylor can do enough to keep the Jets running, right? So I would say 10-7. There's a possibility. I know last time, with my prediction, I had them at 12-5. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that the Jets will go undefeated, but if Aaron Rodgers, stay healthy, I think that there's a possibility. He's gonna push an MVP caliber level. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about the standoff with Son Reddick situation. I'm not worried about that. The Jets defense was crazy without him. I know losing JFM is a big step for the Jets. Because counting on they couldn't the Jets should have kept Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff had 3 years, $53 million with the Eagles. That's $17 million a year. I think that my math might be wrong, but that's $17 million a year. The Jets could have, he wanted $10 million. The Jets could have given him the $10 million, but the Eagles overpay him, $17 million a year to make him, one of the highest paid defensive end in the league. The Jets could have paid him that money, but you went and got Hassan Reddick, who's in his 30s. He's trying to get a last big contract, and the whole out, and that's hurting him. But I'm not worried about that. So now I know the Jets experienced some offseason drama when Aaron Rodgers skipped mini camp, of course, to go to Egypt to do his ayahuasca, to do all this smoking, what he does, and we all expect that. But I'm saying the Jets can get the Jets can give you 10 wins. So that's something that I will take that. I will take the 10 wins. 10-7 it's a success. We make the playoffs, right? The Jets will make the playoffs at 10-7. There's a possibility now. There's a possibility the defense, when it start getting cold, the running game, the kicking game, special team. Now there's a lot of the rules change. I don't like it. I don't like the rules change. Whatever. When you go onside kick, you got to declare that, right? So which means the other team know that you're gonna do an onside kick, right? So I don't like that, and I don't like the fact that when you kick the ball, there's no touchback. Of course, when you kick the ball, before the defender was, the special team was able to run to get to you. So by the time you catch the ball, losing fumble, all that stuff, it's not the same anymore. Now you got to wait. The only person that could move, is if the ball, like the kicker, only player that can move. So that all the players have to wait to the defender catches the ball. I don't like this new kicking game. I don't like it at all. You know what I mean? So, who knows? Who knows, right? There's a possibility. The Jets might, with special team, on defense. There's a possibility that, they could steal at least 2 games. You know what I mean? If the Jets are able to steal 2 games, let's say if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt at all, I'll say 10-7, right? 10-7, maybe 11-6, right? 11-6. Let's say you're 11-6 with Aaron Rodgers, right? 11-6 with Aaron Rodgers. Special team and defense can steal 2 games. That puts you at 12-5, which is 12-13. You know what I mean. So there's a possibility 13-3. It's not reaching, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be biased. I'm gonna keep it as that for the Jets at 10-6. So that's good. So the Jets will be the second team in the division in the AFC East. Now the third team in the AFC East is Buffalo Bills. Now there's a lot of people saying Josh Allen is overrated. Now he's a great quarterback. I'm not. There's no denying that. He's a great quarterback. When it's time to run the ball, he is difficult to bring down because he's a big physical quarterback. He reminds you he doesn't have the same girth with Dante Culpepper, but you see him similar to Ben Roethlisberger in terms of running style, but he's faster than Ben. But the physical presence, he's still he's 6'5", 6'6". He still gives you that presence. But the only problem sometimes when he's running the ball, he's focused on that hit, right? Not him getting hit, him delivering a hit, and then he's holding the ball like a loaf of bread sometimes, which is something that I don't like to see. But not now, so losing, of course you lose your number one target. They had a lot of issues. There were a lot of issues with him. You losing your number one target to who was traded to the Texans. So we'll see what happened. But no matter what happened, you know what I mean. Sean McDermott, who's still gonna do it. He's still top tier. He's still gonna do a lot to keep that ball rolling. But I still give the Buffalo Bills a 9-8 record. Right now, things can happen. Right, things can happen with Josh Allen have new receivers. You know what I mean? So we got to see what he does. If from his rookie year to his second year. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see to his sophomore year to see what happened. You saw the big progression, big jump. Having a top tier receiver. But now we'll see what happened with these receivers that he has. Can these guys compete together? We'll see. But I'm still gonna give him a 9-8 record. The final New England Patriots. New England trading everybody. You know what I mean? Of course, they trade their best pass rusher, Matthew Judon, into Atlanta Falcons. They didn't want to pay him because New England, they are in a rebuilding mode, so they didn't want to give all this money, to, $25 to $30 million to a pass rusher. So they trade him to the Atlanta Hawks for draft picks. But that's going to be, that is going to be something. But Jacob, you have Drake May as a quarterback, but he's a rookie. But Jacoby Brissett is there. There's a few. You have Jalen Polk, of course, and then you have Javon Baker. Those guys could spark up the offense to make something happen with Jacoby Brissett as your starting quarterback. I think Drake May gonna take his time to learn the defense, learn the life of the NFL. So you're not gonna see him until they losing games or they blowing out a team. I don't see them blowing out any team. You know what I mean? I don't see that. I don't see that. But if Drake May had to come in as a quarterback, then I put him at 3-14. I put him at 3-14. If Drake May had to come in as a savior over Jacoby Brissett, Jacoby Brissett, yeah, he's a journeyman, but the guy know how to run an offense, right? He know how to run an offense, so I'm not worried too much about him. But if Drake May have to come in to be the savior, it's gonna be a long season for New England Patriot fans, because the reason I put him at 3-14 because of they're rebuilding, they're selling everything. So a miracle had to happen. The team had to gel. I'm not saying it can't happen. At the NFL is in football period is any given Sunday. It's inches of yards. Team. There's a possibility, of course, they might get more than 3 wins. They might take out these 6 wins. But I just look at both. When I look at all the teams, I was gonna give you prediction for every team. Who they play. They play in this and play in that. But that's too much. That would be a 2-3 hour podcast. So and I'm trying to condense this to a more realistic thing. But if that's what you want to see, you can let me know based on your team. Let me know based on your team. I'll do a video on that just for you. But for now, this is what we're doing. The AFC North. You look at the AFC North. The Cincinnati Bengals, man. They are the top of the division, right? They are the top of the division. I know Baltimore Ravens fans not going to be happy with that, but as long as you have Joe Burrow as your quarterback, if he stay healthy, as long as Joe Burrow is healthy, you know what I mean. You got T. Hagen, you got Chase. Now there's a possibility T. Hagen might get traded to a team if they struggle early. T. Hagen will be in a chopping block, and of course, last year the Jets push out for to get T. Hagen, and the last minute the Bengals decided, nah, we're not gonna do that. So that's we'll see. You got a good tight end and Mike Gesicki. So we'll see what happens, man. So we will see, but I still put him at 11-6 on top of the division, right? And Baltimore Ravens. I'm gonna put him at 10-6. Of course, anytime you have Lamar Jackson, that's a winning formula, right? I know they lost 2 top tier offensive linemen, of course, to the Jets, you know what I mean. But they're still, you signed Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a physical running back, but what is he gonna do, right? So we're waiting to see, what he does. But I would still put them at, I would still put them at 10-7. 10-7, they're still a playoff team. Not now. Looking at the division, right? Looking at the division, of course, the reason I put them at 10-7, they could, I could have given out 12-5. But when you playing those division games, of course you playing you playing Pittsburgh twice, you playing the Bengals twice, and you playing the Cleveland Browns twice. Even though I give them the edge, you know what I mean. So there's a lot of familiarity when you're playing those your division rivals. You know what I mean. They know all your cadence. They know what you do best. But there's a possibility they might go 12-5. But for now, realistically, looking at what they lost on offense, I'm gonna put them at 10-7 for now. Now Pittsburgh Steelers, I know my sister-in-law not gonna be happy. She's a Steelers fan. Shout out to you, though. I know she's not gonna be happy. I know there's a lot of friends living here in Pennsylvania. A lot of people not gonna be happy. I mean, I got a couple people, couple colleagues who are not just Eagles fans, but they're still Steelers fans. They're not gonna be happy with that. But Steelers are not 9-8, right? Now, if they're able to get Brandon Ayuk in a trade, right? Brandon Ayuk was coming into, he came here for a physical with the Steelers, But Brandon Ayuk is a flip flopper, man. He doesn't know what he wants, right? So there's but if you're able to do that, if they don't have a top receiver, and also looking at the Russell Wilson situation, Justin Fields, who's going to be the quarterback? I think Russell Wilson, of course, is going to be the quarterback, but he's going to be on a short leash if they're not winning. And I don't know if you live in Pennsylvania, if you're not winning, it's going to be a cold season, right? You think in Denver he was facing stuff, but here he's going to hear it, and I do want him to be successful, man. What I mean? I want the team to be successful. I want at least to win 10 games, to be 10-7, but the way it's looking, they're gonna be, they're gonna be 9-8. But Pittsburgh, what they're gonna do is, Mike Tomlin never had a losing season, so it's gonna be a run heavy offense. Arthur Smith, he run the ball a lot, but having Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, those guys, to me, that's one of the best duo. One of the best running back duo in the NFL to me, Najee Harris and Jalen. So now as a Jet fan, of course, I still think Breece Hall. I still think Breece Hall is the top. And I still think that the Jet had the best dual threat in the NFL. But you gotta be realistic, right? But Steelers fans, 9-8 record 9-8 with or without Brandon Ayuk. Like I say, it's gonna be a run heavy. They're gonna pass the ball less. The first two games, of course, to give Russell Wilson, let him acclimate it with his current receivers. So we'll see what happens. We will see whether it's him or not. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, Cleveland Brown. I'm giving they're the last in the AFC North. I'm putting them at 8-9. I'm putting Cleveland at 8-9. Deshaun Watson, his production, right? His production have to change to show that they could win more than 8 games. Now their defense is crazy. They have a great defense. I'm not taking away from that. You know what I mean? So they have a stingy defense, right? That's gonna keep them in games. But of course you got running back Nick Chubb timetable. You know what I mean? Doesn't have a timetable to return. And Joe Flacco isn't. Come on, he's not gonna bet out at all. Come on, man. And Joe Flacco was just, as a Jets, I see him. Hey, I'm like, man, get this guy out of there. And then last year you see him coming out. I don't know. Some people say allegedly he was taking some steroid. But I'm not. I don't care about that. I'm not even gonna start that. But there's a possibility. Yeah, I think that, man, they'll finish with a sub 500 record. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I would say 9-8, 9-8. Deshaun Watson have to show something better than he has. Can he stay healthy? And if he does, if he does, they might take over. They might take the Steelers away. The Steelers might be the bottom of the league. I mean, the bottom of that division. But for now, I'm going by what I saw last year, and if the trend continue, this is what it will be. All right. AFC South. That's tough, but the Texan, I don't think nothing gonna change with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is gonna now you have a brand new playmaker in Stephon Diggs. That's a loss for the Bills. But Stephon Diggs had 3 years in his deal. What they did, of course, the organization, they wipe it off straight clean. They give him a 1-year deal. This is to make him, hey, if you want to be here, let's do this. If not, man. So now he's playing for his life. He's playing for his career to make sure he could get a final, a last big contract. And I think that's gonna be with the Texans because now he's never had a quarterback like C.J. Stroud, like that. He's never got somebody. Yes, Josh Allen, of course, force feed him the ball a lot, but but a lot of the problem too was the turnovers with Josh Allen. Also the reads. There's a lot of time where he was open, Josh didn't get him the ball, and Josh elected to run the ball, and they would fumble. The turnovers would come in, so there was a lot of problem. But now he had D'Amico there as a head coach, a player coach, a guy he respect a lot, who played the game. He didn't have the same respect with McDermott, but now he have a quarterback in C.J. Stroud, who he love. You rave a lot about him, so that's gonna be good, man. C.J. went he was last year Rookie of the Year, so coming in and to have a playmaker like that, you know what I mean. So that's gonna be. I'm excited to see Joe Mixon, of course, to keep the offense going on. The defense gonna be crazy, man. Edge rusher Daniel Hunter, man, it's gonna be So, but I'm putting him as number 1 seed I'm putting him in the AFC South. The Houston Texans, at 12-5, number 1 in that. The Jacksonville Jaguars, of course, you give big money to your quarterback, to keep him forever. But I'm putting him. They're second. I'm putting him at 8-9. 8-9. Of course, you add. They added wideout Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas Jr. But the problem is more with the problem didn't have. They didn't have a problem more with those their offensive firepower. Passing offense, they finished 9th last year. Doug Peterson of course he got he loved that pass heavy. But the quarterback have to cut down on those turnovers, and I think that he's gonna do that. The defense got to step up. You got to do a lot. New defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen he have his work cut out for him. So I'm putting the Jaguars at not 8-9. Now there's a possibility, of course. I'm going on from what happened last year. Right, so for a lot of you guys, I'm ranking your teams, as real as possible. The comments gonna be crazy, of course. Hey, bring it on. You know what I mean? Bring it on. If you want me to break down your team by game, I could do that, and then we can talk about it. Right, we can talk about it. But for now, I'm just saying the Jacksonville Jaguars, I would put them at 8-9 for now. So we could go game by game. You could tell me what you think your prediction is. All right. So we'll see. Now I don't bet on Doug Peterson. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens. The Colts. I put the Colts at the Colts gonna be 7-10. Anthony Richardson, of course, he's putting a big. There's a big buzz, for him. Of course, you had a 4-game sample size to see what happened. Jonathan Taylor, missed 13 games over the last 2 years. So Richardson and Taylor together, of course, they got to stay healthy. If they stay healthy, you know what I mean. So you add a first round, a rookie first round pass rusher, Latu. Can he be an impact on the defense to help the defense? But for now, I'm gonna keep him at 7-10. So there's a possibility they might edge on that to win nine games. But 7-10, that's the record for now. Tennessee Titan, of course, even though you got DeAndre Hopkins, who's banged up. You got a quarterback, Will Levy, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, all those guys. You know what I mean? Tony Pollard and Ty J. Spears. All those guys, of course, can help. But the biggest mistake they made was letting go. You let go your coach, and the coach and the GM couldn't get along together on personnel, so that was a big problem. So I put them in the bottom of that division. The AFC South, I put them in the bottom. So Tennessee at 5-12. Now AFC West, of course, the king of that division, the king of the AFC West, Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, no matter what's going on, man, no matter how they start, how they finish, it's a two different conversations. You know what I mean? So I will put them at 11-6, right? So I'll put them at 11-6. But the league could, of course, could suspend Rashee Rice. You know what I mean? For a car accident he had. Of course, Marquise Brown is not. He's not miss. 4 to 6 weeks with a shoulder injury. So that's gonna be hard on the rookies to carry. But then you got Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes still Patrick Mahomes. So I still put him at 11-6. That might change. There's a possibility, of course, if you didn't have those problems, they would have ranked higher on that. But because of course, you don't know with the injury with Marquise Brown. I mean, he might miss 4 to 6 weeks, or even with the shoulder injury. Then he got to come back, do all that stuff. You put up, you elevate him from the PUP list. So it's not gonna change. So I don't know. Then of course, Rashee Rice, are they gonna suspend him? Well, he's gonna be suspended. So are they gonna wait this year or next year? Who knows? Because I know the Chiefs organization, they have a lot of pull with Roger Goodell, so he might just let it go. They hang out together, so he might just let it go. But if none of that stuff happened, I could see 13-3. You know what I mean? 13-3. That's 13-2. No, I'm sorry. I said 13. They're 11-6 right now. They're 11-6 right now, but I could say 13-4. Chargers, the Chargers, man. Based on I'm giving them 9-8 because of Jim Harbaugh's track record, right? But they trade everybody. They trade away everybody. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens with that. But I'm gonna give them a 9-8 record. They were trying to get Kaepernick. Justin Herbert, of course, he's a dual threat, but I'm saying is he's still dealing with a foot injury. I don't know how's that gonna work out, for him. But what I mean? Gus Edwards missed 25 games. J.K. Dobbins missed 43. So but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm putting them at 9-8. Las Vegas Raiders, I'm gonna put them at 8-9. I'm gonna put them. So there's a Devonta Adams and Brock Bowers. Those guys are gonna do a lot, but the defense got to step up, and the quarterback play got to be a lot better. So we'll see. You know what I mean? You added, of course, you added Christian Wilkins in free agency, but now for Devontae Adams, if nothing going on, if the Raiders not going well, not doing well, and the Jets are doing well, of course, he'll be traded to the Jets. So 8-9. Denver Broncos. You know what I mean? Rookie quarterback Bo Nix. Of course, the preseason debut, he did a solid preseason. You know what I mean? So the Broncos, of course, started him in week 1. You know what I mean? Over Jared Stidham and Zach Wilson. You know what I mean? Zach Wilson had a disastrous, tenure, 3-year tenure with the Jets. I don't see any I don't see any changes on that. So I will say I will give them 6-11. Based on the team. I look at all the team that they play every games. So I will say 6-11. And the head coach is trash. But I don't see him doing any changes. Anyway, NFC East. Now for Bronco fans, of course, if you want me to go game by game, like I said, for every team, I just if you don't like your record, the way I put the team, right? If you want me to go game by game with you, we could do that. You know what I mean? We could do that. We could do a video together, whatever, game by game. We could talk about it. You could tell me your prediction and stuff, and that's all. NFC East, the Eagles, of course, they'll be number 1 in that division. You know what I mean? But I'm still gonna give them 10-7, right? I'm still gonna give them 10-7. So the reason I'm saying, now the Eagles, to me, I was gonna say 12-5. I was gonna say 14-3, right? Even undefeated. When I look at the Eagles, I thought the Eagles would have went undefeated. We'll go undefeated this year, because the biggest problem for the Eagles was on defense, and I think they fixed that on defense, right? They fixed that defense. So adding Vic Fangio, who's a huge upgrade, right? Kellen Moore is is great offensive coordinator. So on offense, they were good on that. But you add Vic Fangio, who's a problem on defense. He's a great defensive coordinator, right? He doesn't care about being a head coach or anything like that. He's great at being a defensive coordinator. He's great at his job. So you give him the corners that they went and got, Cooper DeJean, all those guys. You know what I mean? But the problem, the reason I put the reason I put the Eagles at 10-7 for Eagle fans. Let me say this for Eagle fans. I know I'm here in Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? And a lot of colleagues, a lot of people are Eagle fans. I'm gonna say this. The reason I put the Eagles at 10-7, right? You add Saquon Barkley, of course. You have Kellen Moore. Saquon Barkley is the best running back that the Eagles have ever had, and Saquon Barkley have the best quarterback he's ever had, right? So the offensive line, he's gonna feast. He's gonna have a field day. Kellen Moore loves to throw the ball. It's gonna be good. But this time, of course, he's gonna run the ball. They're gonna do a lot, right? They're gonna do a lot. You have your players, your receivers. So they're solid. They're solid. Vic Fangio, the problem was on defense. I think the Eagles fixed that. The reason I'm not putting the Eagles to be undefeated, because the relationship with Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts is terrible. They don't like each other. They do not like each other. So I put them at 10-7. So if they start slow, things start falling apart, there's a possibility Nick Sirianni will be fired. They're not trading Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the future of the organization. They give him the money they give him, all the stuff. It's him and Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. They don't like each other because last year Nick Sirianni was the one calling those plays, right? The offensive coordinator, yes, he was new, he had a lot of stuff, a lot of new plays, a lot of plays that Jalen Hurts he was doing, but Nick Sirianni, of course, throwing him under the bus. There's a lot of situation here, but it's too late for me to go, to all of that. So I will put him at 10-7. Dallas Cowboys, they're not giving the money to CeeDee Lamb anytime soon. You know what I mean? You got a new defensive coordinator, and Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn went to the Commanders. You got Mike Zimmer coming in. The unit ranked 24. They were the worst. You know what I mean? So I don't see any issue with I don't see it. So where I just go to, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for Dak Prescott. So I will put him at 9-8. You know what I mean? It's for Dallas Cowboys fans. Hey, Clarence, Dave, what's up, man? I know we haven't talked, man. Both Clarence and Dave. I've been super busy, man. Been on vacation, but I'm gonna hit you guys up, man. But hey, don't fault me for that, man. You know what I mean? But I would say 9-8 for the Dallas Cowboys. There's a possibility, though. You know what I mean? We have a week left. Or 2 weeks left before the season starts. There's a possibility, of course, you give CeeDee Lamb his money, but they're not in a rush to do it. They want him to budge first, and he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it, man. So we'll see what happens. So now, if they give him the money, they pay him. There's a possibility. Now, I'm not putting him on top of the division, the Dallas Cowboys, but I will say, but right now I have him 9-8. So there's a possibility. I would say 10 and I would say 11. 11-6. But right now, with the way things are, I'll put him at 9-8. The Commanders, I put the Commanders at 8-9. Right? They could surprise some people and make the playoff, but for that to happen, they will have to beat on the Cowboys. They will have to replace the Cowboys. Which I don't. Dan Quinn, as a head coach, that formula haven't worked. We've seen it before. You know what I mean? We seen it with the Falcons. We seen it haven't worked. It's not gonna go anywhere. But Jaden Daniel, of course, that could be. He's a playmaker, so we'll see what happened there. We'll see what happened. But I'm gonna put them at 8-9. The Commanders. So Commander fans, of course, if you want me to go game by game with you, we could do that. Maybe there's some stuff I'm missing, but this is my opinion. So but I'll put them at 8-9. New York Giants, the bottom of that division, of course. In the AFC East. NFC East. The New York Giants not going anywhere. Daniel Jones not gonna go anywhere. Then you lose Saquon Barkley. You got Malik Nabers. I don't know. Brian Burns, Kenyon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, all those guys coming in to push up, but I don't see it. But I'll put him at 4-13. 4-13. They might even. I don't think they go win 4 games, but I'm gonna be honest. Put them 4-13. NFC North, of course, the Detroit Lions at 12-5. You gotta give credit to Dan Campbell for a great job he's done. You gotta give him, man, that guy, he's done a lot. You know what I mean? You gotta give him a lot of credit to everything. So I'm gonna put him at 12-5. So I'm gonna keep him like that, 12-5. Green Bay Packers. Green Bay, of course, they're second in the division. I put them at 11-6. There's a possibility they might go 12-5 as well, but I'm gonna keep them right now where they are. Jordan Love got that big contract, so I'm gonna keep him at 11-6. Chicago Bears. Now Caleb Williams, from what I'm seeing, man, I put him at 10-7. Better quarterback. Not that. I'm not gonna say Caleb Williams is better than Justin Fields, but the reason I put him at 10-7 because you have Caleb Williams, but they put weapon around Caleb Williams that they didn't do with Justin Fields. That's a big difference, right? Caleb Williams, of course, number one, you got Keenan Allen, right? You got Keenan Allen, who you know, he's playing for a big contract, of course. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. You got Rome Odunze, Rome Odunze, the Jets should have. He's a perimeter threat, so that's gonna be a big thing. So from what I'm seeing in the preseason, so I put him at 10-7. All right, they got a weapon. Minnesota Vikings, man, JJ McCarthy, of course, he's out for the season. I feel bad for the kid, and of course you got Sam Darnold. As you know, I know Sam Darnold. I see him play as a Jet fan. I see him play, but he might have his best year. He have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. So those guys, it's gonna be good. But he's prone to a lot of turnover. So we'll see what he does. But I will still put him put the team at 10-7. I mean 7-10. I said 10-7. I give him. That's too much. Yeah, I put him 7-10. But we'll see. NFC North, NFC South. NFC South. Atlanta Falcons. I'll put him at 9-8. Of course, Kirk Cousins. He's a better upgrade than Desmond Ridley, but because he's a veteran. But I don't see too much of that. Kyle Pitts, all the stuff. But you got to protect him. But I have been head coach Raheem Morris there. He understands what he needs to do, of course, to run the ball. Bijan Robinson, of course, they're gonna feature him a lot. Now you have a pass rusher, which they need from the Patriots, to get him. So that Matthew Judon. So that's a big thing to help that defense. But I still put them at 9-8. There's a possibility things might get better, but so far 9-8. With the team that they're going to face, it's gonna be a lot. So 9-8. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I put them at 8-9. Of course, you give Baker Mayfield $100 million, but when the season starts, they already see the sample size of him. They knew what he's done. He's gonna revert back to his normal size, what he was with the Cleveland Browns. What he's been. So we'll see what happens. But for now, the Bucks, I'm gonna put them at 8-9. The Saints are 7-10. Derek Carr, of course, they were trying to trade Derek Carr to the Vikings, and that still, that might still happen. But not much to say about them. But at 7-10, Carolina Panthers, of course, they're not gonna go anywhere, man. I put them at 5-12. I'm not gonna, say too much on that. Bryce Young, man, this is the time for him to develop. I think Dave, as a head coach, is gonna do a better job, to help him. But I'll put him at 5-12. NFC West, of course, the 49ers, 11-6. 11-6. But there's a lot of problem with Brandon Ayuk. Is he gonna, Kyle Shanahan, of course, you gotta do a better job. Run heavy, to feature McCaffrey. McCaffrey there's gonna be a lot of tension, with the team, right? There's a lot of tension with the team, because there's a lot of tension with the team because not just with the Brandon Ayuk, but Christian McCaffrey had a wedding. He had his wedding. So what he did, he invited all the white players. He didn't invite any of the black players. So there's gonna be a big problem there. So we'll see. But I'll put the 49ers at 11-6. There's a possibility 10-7. LA Rams 10-7. Matthew Stafford, of course, is if he can stay healthy, so we'll see what happens. All right, we'll see what happens. 10-7. Seattle Seahawks. I put the Seahawks at 8-9. 8-9 in the division. The Cardinals are 6-11. Kyler Murray got to do a lot, but you got Marvin Harrison Jr. Big receiver. So we'll see if that tandem work a lot. But I'll put him at 6-11. All right, but now playoff seeding. So that was all the division. So now for the AFC, I'm gonna name the seven team to make it. I'll say Houston Texans at 12-5. Cincinnati Bengals at 11-6. Kansas City Chiefs 11-6. Miami Dolphins 11-6, Baltimore Ravens 10-7, New York Jets 10-7, Buffalo Bills will still make the playoff. Are 9-8. So in the AFC East, you have the New York Jets, Miami Dolphins, and Buffalo Bills. All those three teams will make the playoff. Based on the structure. The NFC, you have the Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers, Detroit Lions 12-5, San Francisco 11-6, Philadelphia Eagles 10-7, Atlanta Falcons 9-8 will make the playoff. Green Bay Packers 11-6, the LA Rams 10-7, and Chicago Bears at 10-7 will make the playoffs. So that's my prediction. I've given you guys the entire 32 teams based on divisions. So we'll see what happens. All right. So again, if you guys feel that I rank your team too low, or whatever you think, just hit me up and let's talk about it. Hey man, Sports Talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. It's late. I'm going to bed. I ain't got a meeting in the morning. Peace out, man.